So I assume if you're watching this, you probably don't have any clients and you probably aren't too confident in your ability to deliver results, and that's totally fine. I was once literally in your exact position. No clients, no personal brand, no experience, but I made it work. So what I wanted to do in this quick video is explain some things that you can do when you don't have case studies or testimonials or results. And I'm going to explain the secret to printing clients and achieving the freedom that you probably want so bad, because I used to want that. So yeah, if you can't sit through this quick 10-minute video, I don't know what to tell you. It's probably not going to work for you. But yeah, if you are a service provider, agency owner, coach, consultant, like this video, subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this, and let's dive straight into it. So the first thing that you need to understand is that you actually have a huge advantage. That sounds crazy, but what I want you to do, let me quickly just make this so you can see it. I want you to completely switch the roles around and switch how you think about things. This is perfect. You don't have any clients. This means you have time. You have something more valuable than me right now. So stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do have, which is time. You've got energy, and that can be used to deliver. And that's also a way of value for clients. So explain this to your clients that you're running a new offer. I wouldn't say to them that you don't have any clients. I would say that it's a new offer and you're going to do everything for them, right? Because you can't be busy and broke. It is quite literally impossible for you to work 8 hours a day for clients and be broke, unless you're just not asking for money. So yeah, when you don't have the skill set to deliver to clients, you don't have the expertise, you don't have the knowledge, you haven't done it before, you have to rely on your character. And that is where your confidence must come from. So I want you to make a promise to yourself right now that when you get a client, you are going to do everything in your power to get them results, right? If you do this, you are going to be totally fine, right? If you can make that promise to yourself right now that you're going to do everything you can in terms of you spending a ton of time, whether you don't have to sleep one night because you have to get them results, you have to make that promise to yourself. And that's where your confidence should come from. So let's move on to the second point. So the second point, let me just quickly make this so you can see it, is that clients or prospects don't actually care that much about case studies, right? This is a crazy belief change. Let me just make this so you can see it. Let's quickly go up here. But yeah, this is going to blow your mind. So they simply just don't want to lose their money, right? And ideally, they want to make more than they pay you. And keep watching because it's going to get way more juicy and way more valuable later on in this video. So yeah, hopefully this is starting to make sense, right? It's the same for websites. When you get asked, do you have a website? That doesn't mean that they want to see a website. It means that they want some reassurance that you know what you're doing and you're not just going to take their money. So if you were to show them your LinkedIn or your Instagram with a few hundred followers, that would be the equivalent of a website. In fact, social media is better than a website. It's the modern day website, right? It's laid out exactly the same in terms of social proof. You can have personality come across better. But nonetheless, right, I don't want to go off topic. You've got to understand the reason behind why they're asking questions. If you get asked on a sales call or on a call, can I see results or something? You need to understand the deeper meaning. And it's simply a lack of trust. So how can you solve this when we're in a trust crisis, right? Maybe you've tried to reach out to clients and you've just been rejected, right? And I'm going to give you some very, very important rules that you can follow after this point. So keep watching, but it would be to go over the top with risk reversal. You have to understand loss aversion. Humans hate risk. If I were to give you $100, you would be maybe 5 out of 10 in terms of happiness. If I were to take that money away from you, it is statistically proven that you would be double as unhappy, right? That's a fact. So this tells us that humans absolutely hate risk. So when you don't have case studies, you need to over-deliver with the risk reversal, because the reason they're asking for case studies is because they don't want to lose their money. And it's obviously that's amazing, right? Who does want to lose money? So yeah, my question to you watching this is, what is better? Having 0 clients because you're afraid to put a guarantee to your offer, right? And to maybe deliver some free value first, which we'll get to in a second? Or is it better to have 2 clients and then refund them 1 because you couldn't deliver? The second option is by far the better one. By far. It's not even close, right? First of all, you're not doing any harm because worst case is you just give them the money back, and you can literally allow them to keep the systems that you were charging for. So it's actually a bonus for them, right? But you'll gain so much experience. Even if you have to refund both clients, right? It's still better than not having any clients. But most people are scared of this. That's why they go for the first one, where they don't actually go big enough with the risk reversal. So, and in terms of risk reversal, that's just a guarantee if you are a complete beginner. So you have to over deliver with that if you don't have the credibility. So let's say the prospect says, do you have any case studies? You would say, that is a great question. You acknowledge their question. You can't just skip over it. You would say, that is a wonderful question. Because this is a new offer, like what I told you before, we are actually doing something that makes it completely free on risk on your end. And then that could obviously be commission. It could be, a money back guarantee if they're not satisfied. It can be anything, right? Really doesn't matter. Now, this allows you to, just make money if you are a beginner with no case studies. And trust me, if you work with the right client, you can make a ton of money. Like 1 client, even on commission, can change your life on a rev share model. Now, ideally, you would charge a setup fee, and you can go for that on a call. You can say that you have a setup fee of $1,000 or $500 or $2,000, whatever it may be. Ideally, you would do that to give the client a bit of skin in the game. But worst case, if they don't trust you, you can just waive the setup fee, and you can trade that. So instead of giving them the setup fee, where they'd have to pay you, you can say, look, I can't just remove the setup fee. I would need something in return, right? I want you to refer me to a friend, and I'll waive the setup fee, right? So you trade. You don't just completely do what they say because then you lose power. You would make a trade. So yeah, obviously once you've experienced, charge up front, please charge up front because you'll just get better results for your clients. But that's the second point. Now we're going to dive into the third point, which is one of my favorite points, and it's going to be using the 13-figure freemium model. Now, you may be thinking, Charlie, how on earth does anyone make 13 figures? Well, there are trillion-dollar companies, right? And I'm going to explain the model that they use right now. So let me quickly speed run this. So yeah, you guys can see this. Let me just go down to where it goes here. So let's go back up. Now, what do companies like Google, Meta have in common? Well, they make their platforms completely free. You watching this right now is free. You're on YouTube, you use Google. Google actually owns YouTube. You use Instagram every day, Snapchat, I don't know, whatever you use. You probably shouldn't be on Snapchat, TikTok or anything because it's, that's not going to help you grow in life. But nonetheless, X, free, all social medias use this, and these are the biggest companies in the world. Obviously, Apple's the biggest company in the world, actually, but they're just insane at products. But nonetheless, that's a story for another day. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you need to do the same thing as these trillion-dollar companies. Now, the cheapest cost per lead, right, whether it's emails, paid ads, content, outreach, the cheapest way to get leads is a free lead magnet. That is basic knowledge. You probably understand that, right? Humans love free shit. I cannot explain that enough. But no one uses it through outbound. So just as an actionable step that you can do after watching this video, you can just take a part of your offer and deliver it to clients for free. So it would look something like this. You would have traffic. It could be DMs, it could be content, whatever your traffic source is. And that goes to a free lead magnet. So you could reach out to clients saying, hey, I want to give you, and we're going to get into that in a second, but you would say, hey, I want to give you something for free, right? To lead with value. And once they respond and they show interest, which they will, a lot more engaged leads will happen because of this. You then basically direct them onto a booked call, and you would say to them, would you mind hopping on a quick call later this week so I can personalize the automation or whatever you're giving away for free? And then you just pitch them your offer. You say, look, I can give you this for free, but we do actually have a offer right now that is crushing it for clients like you. And then boom, you basically just collect money. So once they show interest, you would ask them whether they'd be willing to get on a call. So you can build the lead magnet or whatever you're giving them for free, and then 20% of the time they'll just take you up on your core offer, right? So it's pretty overpowered. So far, just to recap, if you do this thing in terms of making it completely results basis for them, right, and then understanding that it's better to have 2 clients and then refund 1 than having 0 clients and being sad, which is probably you right now. And then you understand that you can split test this with a free lead magnet in outbound, right? And see how well it performs or how well it doesn't perform. It's a win-win. Like, hopefully you're learning shit as you're watching this video. So, just for context, the typical ascension rate, meaning the metric in which you can ascend people from something free to paid, whether it's a free community to your paid, whether it's a free automation to paid, is typically 10% in the B2B industry. So are you telling me you seriously can't get 10 people this week who, in the entire market, right, in which there are millions of people who you want to target, whether it's real estate agents or whether it's roofing companies or coaches, there are millions of them. And are you telling me you can't get 10 of them to just agree to something that you're going to give them for free, not even asking them to pay you? So the message could be something like, I saw you aren't running any retargeting ads. If I can set up your winning ad campaign for you completely free of charge to scale, would this help you? Just something simple like this, right? This could be your cold DM. It could be your cold email, but I want you to split test this, right? So just go ahead after this video, do it for 7 days, and just try and get 10 people in your entire market to agree to do this. And I promise you, as I mentioned earlier, you can't be busy and broke. It's physically impossible. And obviously, if I don't respond to this, you can just follow up saying something like, I wanted to lead with value, just to show you the crazy results it would have, right? This is just in case they are skeptical about why you're doing it for free. You would just need to provide a reason, right? And you would do that in the follow-ups. You could even provide value in the follow-ups, content assets in the follow-ups. You get the point. Do this at least 7 times. I'm actually going to underline the 7 times so you understand that, because for some reason beginners are scared to do follow-ups. No idea why, but for me it shows persistence, right? I wouldn't hire someone if they didn't do follow-ups, because why would I want to hire someone that is lazy and isn't confident in their ability? So do follow-ups. Now, let's move on to the final thing we're going to talk about, is just collect case studies after utilizing the freemium model. Now, I've explained some pretty solid topics so far, but let's take it up a level. Now, you can make a trade, which I talked about earlier, right? In terms of offering it for free in exchange for a testimonial or even referral, which we'll get to in a second. You can use this on a sales call by saying, usually this would be an investment of 2K, but all I ask in return is a beautiful case study, which subconsciously implies that you're going to get them great results, by the way. And you would say once you get them killer results, and then you could also say, plus I want a referral. Now, the best social proof is one that is hardest to fake, so you can actually just use the freemium model, which I talked about, and how Google, YouTube, Meta, all those big companies use it. And you can do that to get attention. You can deliver for a few days, a week even, set up the ads manager, whatever your offer's about, automation, build a quick automation for them, and then just collect case studies. It's as simple as that, but I promise you, you will progress a lot quicker in business if you do that compared to trying to charge 10,000 upfront when you've never done it before, right? I promise you. I tried to go for the pay in full of 2K, 5K payments, and it took me 6 months to make it work. Compared to if I would have just provided value up front to my niche, right, through DMs, content, and didn't expect anything back, I would have made so much more money, so much quicker. Probably within a month, I would have gotten a client or 2. So I recommend doing 10-minute interviews on Zoom if you get a client to an activation point. If you don't know what an activation point, it's basically just points leading up to them increasing LTV, lifetime value. So for example, Breaking Bad, to put this into perspective, they found out that if they can get a viewer to watch up to episode 5, they would have a 90% chance of watching the entire 5 seasons, compared to if the viewer weren't to watch the first 5 episodes, they wouldn't watch the first season at all. So an activation point would be episode 5 for Breaking Bad. Now, in your offer, you would have the same principle in your delivery. There would be certain points that are activation points. For example, getting them their first customer is an activation point. their first customer, but you getting the first customer whilst you're delivering for them, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's getting the first lead that opts in, right? Through ads or content or whatever, right? Something simple like an activation point, that is where you capture the case study. And at that point, you can also just ask them for a referral and pay them, right? You could pay them $500 and they'll refer you someone that will pay you $2,000, right? It's completely risk-free, but make sure you utilize that. You don't want to do it like at the end of the time where you've been working together, because they probably would have forgotten about you. So do this like ideally within the first 2 weeks of getting a client. And this can be leveraged a ton through front-end marketing. So follow-ups, ads, VSLs. You could even use this in your post-booking funnel. So when people book appointments with you, that they can be directed to a landing page with a video on it with a case study, right? It could be the Zoom interview, right? That's amazing. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I've got some amazing ones coming shortly. Hopefully this did help if you don't have any clients. And, you know, I thought I talked about some pretty interesting stuff in terms of relying on your character when you don't have skills. Make sure you leverage the freemium model. Make sure you, don't be, be busy and broke, essentially. Or don't be busy and broke. But hopefully this helped. Like, subscribe, and I'll probably leave something free in the description. So feel free to check that out. It's completely free. And comment what videos you want next. I'm actually willing to make any videos you pop in the comment section. I read through all of them. So yeah, take it easy and have an amazing rest of your day.